Hey now, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and it wasn't until quite recently when I realized that there are a few movies from this year that I haven't had a chance to watch for one reason or another. So I decided that now's the time. Now's the time to sit down and catch up on some of these films from 2015. Starting with Ted 2. Ted 2 was written and directed by Seth MacFarlane. It's obviously the sequel to Ted. The plot of this movie is we see Ted, the teddy bear, and Tammy Lynn. They get married. And after a year of being married, it's not going too well. They're arguing all the time until Ted decides, hey, to fix this marriage, let's have a kid. But he's a fucking teddy bear, so they can't, in all actuality, have a kid. So they decide to maybe adopt or get a sperm donor. But they can't do that because the state doesn't recognize Ted as a human being. He's a property. He's a toy. So Mark Wahlberg as John and Ted, they try to find a lawyer and Amanda Seyfried to overturn this ruling and declare Ted as a person. Now, what I thought of this movie was this was not good. This was not good at all, actually. Now, look, I really liked Ted 1. I did. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really funny. Why are we making a sequel to Ted? And now that I've seen the movie, I still feel that way. You watch this film in, like, the first 5 minutes, they're throwing all of these jokes at you nonstop. I feel like I'm getting punched by these jokes. There were a couple of jokes in there that I chuckled. Maybe I got, like, one good laugh throughout the whole film. There's so much randomness. And not a lot of it, hardly at all, was making me laugh. I was kind of just sitting there like, yep, alright, well, hopefully the next joke will make me laugh. Let's talk about some of this. The whole plot over Ted, whether or not he's a human being or not, I did think it was interesting. It seemed like they were trying to do something with it. Hell, even when Ted had the nerve to compare himself to the gays, as he says. Like, you thought maybe they were going to try to draw some parallel to that, or the way how people get treated in society. And don't get me wrong, it's a comedy, so I'm not expecting this huge message. But no, it's obviously not what they're doing. It's just all kind of silly and dumb. Mark Wahlberg, I have to talk about, because Mark Wahlberg, he impressed me with the other guys as far as comedies go. Like, that movie, I was like, wow, he really has something. He can be funny. Even in Ted 1, it's like he was there, but Ted was really the funny guy. He was just kind of there. This movie, it's like there's scenes where he's really trying to be funny. Like, he's going for it, but it's not really working. Like, the scenes where he gets high and he gets all weirded out and he tries to find his way home and he's like hugged up against the wall and Amanda Seyfried and Ted are trying to walk him home. I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why this is funny. Maybe it's because it's not. How about the fact that in the first movie he married Mila Kunis? Like, the whole movie was about their relationship and whether or not she could accept Ted and all that stuff. And I really like Mila Kunis. Of course, in this movie, she's gone. After they got married, I guess they got a divorce, and she's gone. She's out of here. Now, I know she really didn't come back because she was pregnant at the time, so I guess they just wrote her character out. Okay, but I didn't care too much about him being depressed about it and then not really wanting to date, even though all these hot chicks are throwing themselves at him. And then that's where we meet Amanda Seyfried, because she becomes their lawyer. Even though you don't buy her as a lawyer at all. I mean, she's a pothead. She's really young. She's pretty. Even though this movie tends to, I guess, try to say that she's not pretty. They try to say that she looks like Gollum. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up. Speaking of not caring about stuff in this movie, Giovanni Ribisi. He was in the first film. He's the creepy guy who kidnaps Ted. So what do you know? He's back in this movie to try to kidnap Ted again. The same fucking thing. Like, I know he's a janitor at Hasbro, so it's slightly different, but it's the same thing. Like, I really didn't care about him trying to get Ted again. I really didn't. I'm so sick of this character. Enough. You have more Flash Gordon jokes. Okay. I wasn't a Flash Gordon person at all. That was a little before my time. So I never really got it in the first movie, but I still thought that was funny. This was forced. Really forced. Some of the cameos in this film, there's a lot of cameos. Like I said, randomness galore. People just jumping in. Scenes of somebody doing something, and then it doesn't mean anything to the story. It's just kind of like, hey, there's Liam Neeson. How about Morgan Freeman? Who somehow, some way they got him in this movie. I still am trying to figure that out. I can appreciate the fact that it took place in Boston. Hell, I remember them shooting this movie, like, right around the corner of my house. The library scenes were at the library, like, right outside my house. It was pretty cool to see it. But, again, it's not going to make me like the movie more. I don't know. I was really down on this. Not that I was expecting a whole lot. And I guess it was just that the first one was so funny that this one's really a letdown and lame. I was trying to, like, do I want to be nice and give it a rental? I shouldn't be nice. This movie's just some old bullshit. Yes, Ted 2, this is some old bullshit. I'm sorry. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. It's cool. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!